Yeah, I'm no quitter, 'cause I'ma go get her. No, I'm no quitter, yes, I'ma go get it, yeah. I'm gonna get it, yeah, I'm gonna get it, yeah. 'Cause I'ma go get her. Yeah.
Guess what day it is? Guess what day it is? We are in the treetops this week, baby. Ain't nothing above us but the sky. We got heaven right above us right now. We talking about that next level living. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you. You guys have been showing me so much love. It's been so much love. I've gotten so many emails, so many hits on Facebook, so many different people saying different things. Thank you. I cannot express my appreciation enough. Please tune in. Tell your friends to tune in. Tell your friends' friends, your friends and your mama's friends. Tell all of them to tune in too. We need you. So now, I've had a rough week, guys. I had a rough week. I get hits all the time. Griggs, how you always so positive? Life is hard, Griggs. Griggs, life is hard, Griggs. It's so hard out here, Griggs. I get those hits all the time. Listen, my life is no different than your life. My struggles come day to day, just like your struggles come day to day. And just to give you a little bit of insight, this week alone, I found myself, I was excited. I'm ready to go to work because it's going to be a short day. I thought it was going to be a short day, you know what I mean? Maybe 6 hours, get in, get out. I planned on traveling to a couple of stores, seeing what's going on, doing some training, those type of things. But at the end of the day, I found myself in a predicament. I was on my way from one of my stores. I figured I had to go hit another store and maybe take another hour, and then I get to go home to my family. I get to go see my family. I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be great. Well, midway, guys, midway. I can't express it to you. I was on the expressway. My phone rings. And it's my store. It's my home base. It's my store. So I'm like, I pick up the phone. I'm like, hey, what's going on? They had a couple irate customers in the store that would not leave, y'all. It was not leaving. It's that one person at the end of your day, and you're like, oh, you wait till right now. You gonna do this right now? I know what you're thinking. Some of y'all like, well, just go home. Just keep going. No, that's what we're talking about this week. In the I.C.A.RE pledge, we gotta raise expectation. There's an expectation that is in me that does not allow me just to leave a situation like that as is. So I had to take myself into my home base. I had to go back to my store, find out what's going on. I get in there. I got a disgruntled customer. She's irate, y'all. She's freaking out. Like, she's irate. And I had to go in there. I had to find out what it is that had actually bothered her. As much as this situation was bothering me, I had to raise my own expectation of myself and go in there and find out what's going on with my customer, find out what it is that we can do to rectify it. I get in there and she's angry. She's yelling everything from, she's cursing, she's fussing. It's crazy. Well, the first thing I did, and this is what I want to teach you guys to do, U.S.A., you heard me, U.S.A. Understand, explain the situation, provide an alternative, okay? Understand, explain the situation, and provide an alternative. So what I did was I walked in, I listened to her. The first thing you do, God gave you 2 ears. The first thing you want to do is listen to the situation. Find out what it is that you can do for them. Too often we tell people what we can't do. It's not about what we can do. Can do, will do has got to be the attitude. What can you do to help this person? All right? So she going on and on and on. And although she wasn't in the right place at the time to hear it, I was able to diffuse the situation, take somebody that felt disrespected and help them feel as if I cared. As if I cared. Pun intended. I care. So what happened, hopefully out of the situation, we gained another customer, and there's not going to be too much else out of the situation in and of itself. But that was that moment. I was tired, y'all. I was ready. I was ready to go home. I was tired, y'all. But I had to do it. I had to raise that level of expectation. So principle number 1, sometimes you gotta do U.S.A. I know you guys are tired of the acronym. U.S.A. Understand, first and foremost, explain the situation and find an alternative. All right? In the case where it's not a situation where you're dealing with somebody else, you need to understand where you are, assess the situation, and find an alternative, okay? Because last week we talked about let your yes be your yes and your no be your no, but some of those situations don't always fit. All right, so U.S.A. Understand, assess the situation, find an alternative. That's principle number 1. All right, so further into the week, Griggs ain't feeling so great. I got to go back into the store. I got to put a smile on my face. My customers are expecting a certain level of energy from me, and I can't disappoint. Today, when we recorded this video, I got people that depend on me every week to have this Over the Hump Wednesday. You got people that are depending on you week in and week out. And some of you in your house, and you wonder who's depending on me. Go in that other room right now. They probably right before they get up, because we up kind of early. It's still kind of early. Open that door and look in and look at those little faces, man. They're depending on you to raise your level of expectation. You gotta raise your level of expectation. The whole world rides on you. It don't ride on nobody else. All right, guys. So the next thing I had my man, he hit me up, hit me on the email. Got a couple of phone calls from him, and he's like, Griggs, I flunked my math class, Griggs. I flunked my math class. I did what you said. I took myself, I assessed myself, I made a decision, I moved to Orlando. He moved down to Orlando to get in at UCF. He knew it was going to be a hard road, but he's with it. He just wants to play football for UCF. This one's for you, baby. You know who I'm talking to. So here's the situation. He goes in. He's working all year long. He's like, Griggs, I got A's and B's in every single class. And I'm like, way to go, man. Great job, right? But he's like, Griggs, no, you don't understand. I was in my math class, right? I go to my professor because I'm not performing. I'm not doing well, Griggs. I was like, okay, so what happened? He was like, well, I go to my math professor. She gave me a couple of problems, and I started doing that math thing, you know, the way I do. You know, I was counting kind of backwards or whatever. Well, found out that I went, and she sent me to go get tested. Come to find out, I'm dyslexic, Griggs. I was dyslexic the whole time. It's not that I don't get math. I just see everything in a different way. He's like, Griggs, what am I going to do? She had to withdraw me from the class. I might not be able to play football this fall. And I said, it's okay. It's time to raise your level of expectation. Look at what you have in front of you. Assess the situation. Look at it. You didn't know what was bothering you. What you got is bigger than football right now, bruh. It's bigger than football. You just figured out what it is that's holding you back. Now that you know you're dyslexic, there's tools, there's exercises, there's different things that you can do to help you understand better. In college, you have a different curriculum that's going to help you attain that degree. More than football, you're going to be a success in life. I'm telling you right now, some of you are struggling with something and you just need to find what the diagnosis is. Let's, first of all, understand where we're at. Let's assess the situation. And now we have alternatives. He's like, Griggs, but I'm running out of time. I'm 22 years old. The running backs' time in the league, they might be able to make it to 27 if they're lucky. I said, stop it. Stop it. You gonna talk to me about time? About time? I know everything there is to know about time. I done time. I done had time. I know time. I got watches. I got clocks. I know time. All right, some of y'all worried about time too, baby. Time doesn't matter. It's the one thing that God don't give you control over. And the reason is because if you can control time, you probably freeze it all the time. All right, so here's the situation. You don't worry about time. I'm going to take a lesson out of the notebook of Bernard Hopkins, B. Hop, man. Shout out to B. Hopkins, man. I know you tuned in. All right, here's the situation. Bernard came out of prison, right? He comes in and he's boxing. He's older than everybody else. I remember seeing Bernard at 44 years old. I was watching the interview with Bernard Hopkins. They was asking what's the difference between him and some of these younger fighters that can't establish a career. You realize Bernard Hopkins has been in a professional boxing ring for 3 decades. 3 decades after walking out of a prison in Pennsylvania. He's been in boxing for 3 decades. Time time doesn't matter when you got that passion. When you got that passion, it doesn't matter how much time you think it's supposed to be. What Bernard said, what B-Hop was talking about was taking care of his body. He had to do the things that were necessary to take care of his body in order for his body to carry him over these 3 decades. So what I told my man was, I said, listen, stop it. Don't worry about time. Time doesn't matter except for when it is you got to get to work and when you're supposed to get home and what time you're supposed to have that assignment turned in. But outside of that, you 22 now. So what I want you to do, right? I want you to go in this off season. And I want you to prepare like you going into training camp. And when they in training camp, you in training camp. When they doing 3-a-days, you doing 3-a-days. Take yourself through the meetings. Take yourself through the books. Take yourself through the motions. Let's get faster. Let's get stronger until they tell us whether or not we can go. And if we can't go this year, then you got a whole nother year. They done found out you dyslexic. So now you can redo your curriculum. You know what to do to get things in the right order. But next year, you're going to be a machine. You done trained your body to do what it is that needs to be done. You done trained your mind to get what you need to do done. You got a better understanding now. Things are going a lot better for you now. Man, I'm telling you, some of you out there, you got to understand your situation. You got to assess it. And then you got to find an alternative like my man did. He's about to go to that next level because he raised his expectation. Second point, stop worrying about time. It's going to come. It's going to go. It's one of those things that, you know, it's an unfaithful mistress. She's going to slip through your hands every time. All right? So, last but not least, man, I was talking to somebody today and her situation, she's like, Griggs, I can't find a job. I got my kids and this is going on and that's going on and I need a job. I gotta have a job. I think I got an interview over here, Griggs. I gotta have a job. I said, is this what you're passionate about? Is this what you want? She's like, no, Griggs, you don't understand. I gotta have a job. My kids depend on me. My life depends on me. I can't tell you how many different times I heard a man say, I gotta do what I gotta do. My family depends on me. You sitting there right now, you're like, I gotta go to this job, man. My people depend on me. I gotta do this, my son, whoever, my staff, they depend on me. I'm the boss, they depend on me. Man, please. You gotta get into what you're passionate about. That's what we talking about. Time don't matter when you passionate because you're gonna do what you gotta do to get the job done. All right, you taking that job and you telling me, oh, well, what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the job, right? And then I'm going to put some money aside so I can start my passion. I'm going to put some money aside and I'm going to start my passion. Some of y'all out there, you said, I'm going to take this job right here that I'm in right now that Grace is trying to get me over the hump on Wednesday for. I was supposed to take that money. I'm going to start banking it. So this way I can get my business up and going. I'm going to get my dream car. I'm going to get Barbie's dream house. We was saving, baby. That's what we was going to do with that $10 an hour. And then all of a sudden, you got the job, but we ain't got no savings account. Man, that's weird. We ain't got no savings account. That's funny because when that income go up, them wants go up. We ain't talking needs. Them wants start to go up. Some of y'all ain't willing to stack and starve, baby. You ain't willing to stack and starve. You making too much money. So here's the situation. You not going to be able to save no money because that's not what you in it for. You just looking for something to gratify whatever it is you need right now. If you looking to do that right now, that's the way to mediocrity. You got to come to the treetops. You got to get to the top of this thing. And you got to make it happen. All right? I'm not saying don't work. It's definitely necessary to work, guys. It's definitely necessary. We got to put the work in. But stay faithful to your dream. Don't let 5 years pass you by and you ain't saved no money towards nothing. You ain't bought nothing. You ain't got that camera that you wanted. You ain't got that car you said you was going to get. You ain't never finished paying off your student loans. Let's have a plan, guys. Let's have a plan. Raise your expectation. Really write down your situation. What you have. Let's make a plan. That's principle number 3. Let's set the plan and let's stick to it. If you said that I'm getting this job to pay this off, I'm doing this to get this done, then let's get it done, man. Let's get it done. Last but not least, the same person telling me, well, it was another job opportunity that I'm passionate about, but it's all the way out the way. I'm scared to get on the freeway. Some of you guys are scared to get on the freeway of life It's moving at 65 plus miles an hour. You scared to get on the freeway of life. Stop hesitating at the on-ramp. Get on the on-ramp. Let's run this race and get to where it is you want to go. All right? Principle number 1, U.S.A. Understand, assess the situation, and provide an alternative. All right? You got to find an alternative to where it is that you at and start moving forward. Principle number 2, break the clock. Get rid of the clock, man. You don't need the clock. Don't worry about the time. Forget the time, okay? All right. Principle number 3, stop hesitating and get on the on-ramp of your life and start chasing your dream. It's been your big brother. It's been real. Whew, I'm tired. I can't lie to you. It's been a rough week, man, but seeing you guys makes it all worth it. God bless you. I'll see you next Wednesday.